It's game time on The Score, the place for local winter high school sports. Brought to you by Central Maine Community College. More than just a community college, over 40 academic degrees and certificates, and one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Just go to cmcc.edu. Your future starts now. Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dog fees, where cars and trucks cost you less. Online at cmautogroup.com. Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner. HammondLumber.com. Midstate Machine. Looking for a career? Check out the Machinist Development Program at midstateusa.com. 201 Service Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. Flagship Cinemas, consistent pricing, and a premium cinema experience. Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Sales and service by a family that cares. Somerset Stone and Stove, offering quality gas pellet and wood stoves and hardscape products. 201 Tire Battery and Service, your tire and battery experts on the Augusta-Vassalboro line. Assistance Plus, providing home care, behavioral health, and developmental services. Together, we can make a difference. Manchester Motors, your Coyote tractor dealer. We dig dirt. Casella Waste, for your residential and commercial trash pickup. Computer Improvements in Skowhegan. From sales of computers and accessories to service, we're your go-to computer store. Heights Chevrolet. Our family is here for your family. Connected Credit Union. Building lifelong relationships. Get connected. Stay connected. KVFCU. Invested in you. Skowhegan Savings Bank. Making our communities a better place to live and work. Skowhegan Tire Center. They beat any price. Route 201 Skowhegan. KMD Driving School in Oakland. Teaching your kids to drive for over 25 years. Kennebec Eye Care. 216 Main Street, Waterville. Your sight specialist. Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, second generation family owned in Herman and Pittsfield, with all your grocery and shopping needs. And by SBS Carbon Copy, Main Street, Waterville, where printing's personal, not puzzling. Now let's go live to Mike Violet and AJ Knight.
Good evening. It's getting to that point in the high school basketball season where the heel points are looked at a little more carefully. They're scrutinized just a little bit more because, frankly, we are getting down to the nitty-gritty. And tonight it's a 6-8 matchup in Class A Boys North as the Nokomis Warriors host the Mount Blue Cougars. Welcome to Nokomis Regional High School here in the hub of Maine, Newport. I'm Mike Violet along with AJ Knight and our score crew. And as I mentioned, the heel points are a thing that you look at a little bit more closely because, well, you want to get in. There are only 10 teams in Class A North, so 2 are going to be outside, on the outside looking in. Right now it looks as if it's a lead pipe cinch that Lawrence and Skowhegan, unless they rally, are going to be those 2 teams on the outside looking in. And I guess if you're in Nokomis at number 8, you'd like to get some wins to move up a little bit.
Well, you know, you talk about the lead pipe cinch, Skowhegan losing a lot of talent. Lawrence, we talked about the injuries. We've seen them a few times this season. I will say, for Nokomis, they've lost 6 of their last 7, including to that Lawrence team. So the being locked to the 8th seed maybe not necessarily guaranteed. But to your point, you'd really like to take some momentum. And as I was just telling you as we got ready for the broadcast, color me surprised. I know they lost some talent off this team, the Nokomis team last year, that seemed to give Meslonsky fits in particular. But I'm a little bit surprised by the struggles of this team just because I thought they had some pretty decent pieces coming back from last year.
Did not see them losing 6 of 7. Really a surprise that they are at that point. So Josh Grant's ball club almost in desperation mode to get a victory here tonight at home against this really good Mount Blue team of Troy Norton, which has, although Coach Norton said we don't have much size, he does have a 6'4 starter and a 6'3 starter. And as you pointed out in our pregame chat, in Maine high school basketball, that's not all that bad. Everybody else is kind of small, but in less so. And also Evan Grant at 6'3 and 6'4, you've got some size there. But they've changed their defense this year. They've gone to a 2-3 zone. As he described it to us in his email, we play a unique 2-3 zone that has worked really well this year. Only 45 points a game.
Solid.
I'd say it absolutely has worked really well this year.
Yeah, ironically enough, I mean, obviously foul trouble, turnovers can be a great equalizer in any game. I would say, in all honesty, this game comes down to made three-pointers and rebounding. Made three-pointers because, as Coach Norton told us, his Mount Blue team, when they shoot well, they win. They shoot 15% in losses. So that's a big deal. On the other side, in Nokomis, you want to get Mount Blue off their game plan. Obviously, you've got to shoot them out of the zone. And then on the other side, I disagree, as we talked about, that there is some size on this Mount Blue team, but in a zone, rebounding can be a little bit more challenging because you're not marked up man-to-man.
Right.
And then Nokomis, again, dealing with that size mismatch, quote-unquote. How do you get after the board? So rebounding and made three-pointers both ways are the two keys for me.
Yeah, zone rebounding really doesn't work, but rebounding in general, stop me if you've heard this before. Both coaches say it's a real key to tonight's ball game, but I think you're right. Nokomis has got to shoot Mount Blue out of that 2-3. That's how you get them to junk that zone defense and go back to man-to-man if that's what you are hoping to get done. And so the best way to do that is to hit your perimeter shots and cut well and slice well to the basket and hit those cutters and slicers.
And I think that Nokomis, interestingly enough, as we talk about, again, I expected him to be a little bit better this season. I think Nokomis, interestingly enough, is sort of built to attack a 2-3 zone because, as we've seen, obviously, two of the spots you're going to look for is those shoulder threes, potentially as you swing the ball in the 2-3. And then the free throw line is generally an interesting area for the 2-3 zone. And with Bowden and Townsend, when they have their jump shot working, they really like that mid-range J. And so there's going to be, I think, space for them to make hay and try and suck the zone off the baseline and create some cuts that way. So we'll see if they can find it tonight.
The heel points right now in Class A North, Mesolonsky at number 1 with a 12-2 record. Brewer 11-2, number 2. Hamden Academy at number 3 at 10-3. Camden Hills at number 4. They're 7-6 on the year. Coney has moved up. They're 6-6 now at number 5 in the latest heel points. Then Mount Blue comes in at number 6 with their record of 8-5 in the heel points. Gardner number 7 at 7-6. And then Nokomis has that 8 slot right now at 4-9 with Lawrence and Skowhegan at 10-11.
Say
9-10, excuse me.
Two things that stood out to me, obviously, Coney just got off to such a slow start. They're way better than that record, but I was also going to just pre-promote, we will have Camden Hills and Meso boys, I think that's Friday in Oakland, so.
Yep, we'll see. Should be a very good matchup the rest of the week for us. We have girls basketball tomorrow night. Camden Hills and Lawrence will play tomorrow night. We are out in South China Thursday night for Levitt at Erskine Academy in boys action for a 6:30 game. Then Meso hosting Camden Hills in boys action coming up on Saturday. A timeout. We will come back, starting lineups and basketball from Nokomis Regional High School as the Warriors host the Mount Blue Cougars. It's next. This is high school basketball on The Score.
It's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
At Central Maine Community College, your future is our priority.
I'm going to be a preschool teacher.
An HVAC technician.
Pediatric nurse.
Whether your college journey is starting here,
I'm going to be an architect.
Physical therapist.
I'm going to be a lawyer.
or we're a stop along the way.
I'm gonna be a doctor.
A machinist.
Honestly, not 100% sure yet.
With over 40 programs,
I'm gonna be a graphic designer.
An athletic trainer.
there is something for everyone.
CMCC.
Your future starts here.
It's that moment when everything comes to a halt.
Mom, is everything okay?
It's okay. We can call for some help.
And what you need most is someone you can trust.
201 Service, this is Brandon speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, yeah, my car just broke down. I think I need some help.
At 201 Service, we know it's more than just about fixing what's broken. It's about being there when it matters most.
Not to worry, ma'am. We have your location and help is already on its way.
Don't worry, honey. Help's on the way.
Okay, Mom.
Wherever you are, whatever the time, you can count on us to be there. Because in those uncertain moments, knowing you're not alone makes all the difference. 201 Service, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984.
At Midstate Machine in Winslow, Maine, we manufacture complex components and large-scale turbines that power industries across aerospace, defense, and energy. We're hiring CNC machinists. And whether you're experienced or just starting out, we offer on-the-job training to help you build a rewarding career. Join our Safety First team, where your ideas are valued, and enjoy competitive pay with 2 weeks of paid time off starting on day one. Apply today at midstateusa.com, where your career powers the future.
There's money in your unwanted metal. Clark Scrap Metals pays top dollar for any cars, trucks, or scrap metal that you want to get rid of. Stop over, we'll weigh it and give you a check. Got a big job that needs a major cleanup? We'll drop off and pick up one or more of our roll-off containers for residential or commercial work. And at Clark's, we crush cars. We travel statewide and offer fair prices. Locally owned for 3 generations, no one knows scrap metal like Clark's. In Chelsea, Hollowell, and Jay. Online at clarkscrapmetals.com.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Whether you're looking to buy, build, or refinance your home, at Skowhegan Savings, we make buying your home a personalized experience. Our team of local community bankers are available on your time to help you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to closing your loan. We have a variety of mortgage terms to fit your needs and a bi-weekly payment option that can save you time and money off your loan. We also won't sell your loan, so your loan stays local with us. Contact one of our community bankers or apply online at skowhegan.com to start your home buying journey today.
It's like this every winter. When the temperature drops below 45, my palms sweat and I get really anxious.
It's not your fault. You're suffering from seasonal winter driving disorder. 3 and 4 drivers suffer from SWUDs because they have all-season tires. They aren't designed for wintry weather. Luckily, there's a remedy. Take 4, call me in the morning.
Visit NokianTires.com/remedy for the cure.
Is this a prescription for tires?
201 Tire Battery and Service, Riverside Drive, Vassalboro.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
Over 30 years ago, Paul and John A. Bowen set out on a mission to help aging Mainers stay in their own homes. Assistance Plus grew from their passion, dedication, and integrity where clients come first. Today, Assistance Plus serves not only the elderly, but clients with developmental and behavioral health challenges. Assistance Plus is here for you today and through all points of your life.
Manchester Motors is your official Coyote tractor dealer. If you work the land, you just got to be a jack of all trades type. There's just too much to do. So if you got to be a welder or a farmer or a ditch digger, that's just who you are that day. Then tomorrow, you can be somebody else. Find your Coyote tractor at Manchester Motors, 1031 Western Avenue, Manchester.
From the moment you check in at Kennebec Eye Care, you'll be greeted with a smile. From there, you'll be given a comprehensive and thorough eye exam from Dr. Peter Parody, Dr. Leslie Sobeck, or Dr. Kaylee Brown. Once your examination is completed, they'll go over what steps need to be taken to improve your eyesight needs with glasses or contacts. If you're a current patient or looking to become a new patient, then see the eye specialists at Kennebec Eye Care. Kennebec Eye Care, your sight specialists since 1955.
At Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, they're proud to be a second-generation family-owned grocery store with locations in Herman and Pittsfield. They focus on providing fresh produce, high-quality meats, delicious bakery items, and a well-stocked deli. Danforth's Down Home Supermarket cuts and grinds fresh meat daily, and they offer Maine lobsters year-round. They also bake fresh bread, pastries, and other sweet treats every single morning. For added convenience, online shopping is available at their Herman location with contactless curbside pickup ready in as little as 2 hours. Come discover Danforth's Down Home Supermarket.
At Central Maine Community College, we are building things that last.
We're investing in technology, new facilities, and offering more degree programs than ever before. You can get the traditional college experience at a fraction of the cost, and for some, it's even free.
Wait, did she just say free?
That's right, free tuition for Maine high school grads from 2020 through 25. Set your goals and find your path at CM. Let's build a future together.
Starting lineups here from Nokomis Regional High School go this way tonight. Cam Norton starts at guard. That is a freshman for his dad, Troy Norton. He's 5'11", and as I mentioned, he is a freshman. Carter Norton, his older brother, is senior, starts at the other guard. He is 5'9". Tyler Abel up front, 6'4", forward. Nolan Lesso, 6'3", senior, up front, along with Evan Drake, another freshman, 2 in the starting lineup for Mount Blue. He is 6'4" and a freshman. For the Nokomis Warriors of Josh Grant, it is Drew Grant, Dawson Townsend, Seth Bowden, Jeff Carr, and Tom Nice. Nokomis in the white, trimmed in the maroon. Mount Blue in the blue, trimmed in the yellow. And we are set for basketball. The tap is controlled by the Nokomis Warriors. In the backcourt, it is Dawson Townsend. Townsend gets it up for Grant. Drew on the pop-out up top to Carr, back to Grant, left side. It goes to Bowden. Bowden floats one up there. It is no good. Rebound run down by Carter Norton. Here comes Mount Blue. So one and done on the first possession of the game for Mount Blue. And Norton swings all the way to the right, stops on the elbow, backs it out, goes back up top to Drake. Now to Lesso. Nolan directs some traffic. Now to Carter Norton. I got to get my Norton straight here. Left side, this is Abel for 3. Yes, rattles in. Mount Blue off to a good start as Abel hits a wing 3. 3-zip Cougars. That's how you slow down that 2-3 zone.
That'll work.
It's the other direction. I'm sorry.
Watch your Mike. 2-3 zone except on Townsend. Townsend's being face guarded.
Yep, on the right side now it's Grant. Here is Townsend. Townsend being face guarded by Norton. Foul line left side, nothing there. Bowden swings it back. Now they work it through Townsend to Grant. Drew. On the weave to Carr. Carr to the foul line. The pop there, no good by Seth Bowden. No, it is good. Shooter's touch. It went up about 3 or 4 feet off the back of the rim and fell through. 3-2. A little horseshoe on that one.
Yeah, you're going to get an upset at home. You need a little luck.
Norton to Norton. This is Cam. Cam is the freshman. Outside, 3 for Abel. Bang!
Again, this is a Mount Blue team that'll take a lot of three-pointers in between Norton, the senior, and Abel. They will get up a bunch, and if they're shooting well, then it's not a game.
We had a lost piece of equipment for Evan Drake. I don't know if that was a mouth guard or something on his hands. I think it is. He's got one of his fingers wrapped, and it came off. That's why there was that brief stoppage in time. Here's Drew Grant. It is 6-2. Mount Blue in the lead. Up top to Dawson Townsend. Townsend holds, swings it over on the right side to Carr. Carr, a tricky dribble, can't use it. Now the lob to the foul line to Bowden. Bowden, one dribble, nothing there. Right side Carr, 3 ball is way long. It was an air ball. The rebound run down and out of bounds. It goes out of bounds there off Seth Bowden. It'll be a Mount Blue basketball.
Pretty decent look. Good close out there. Missed everything on that shot.
Here's Nolan Lesso. Lesso, right side. Quick shot there by Abel. He can feel it. He wanted the ball. He got the ball, and he hit the shot. And it was a 3. I thought he was on the line, but it was a 3, 9-2. The lead is 7. Townsend, foul line right. Works it to the top. Reverses it now on the elbow to Bowden. Back to Townsend, left side for Grant. Grant, one dribble against this 2-3. Back to Townsend. Townsend back to Grant, left side. Sneaks in, stops, doesn't use it. Left corner, Bowden for 3, rolls in. Now I need to say that's what will loosen up a zone. It's 9-5.
Abel 9, Bowden 5.
That's the way it's worked out so far. We've got Oliver Cormier getting ready to come in off the bench for Mount Blue. Here's Lesso behind the back. Spins in. He's triple teamed, almost tied up, got rid of it smartly. Over to Drake. Now Norton, Cam in the land of the Giants, and no, he's traveling. And coming into the ball game, as I mentioned, the aforementioned Cormier. Coming out is Cam Norton. So Cam Norton, the freshman, is out of there. 9-5. Nokomis with the ball. Here's Grant.
Going to be out of surprise on the heat to check that Abel's on how you don't find him.
Bowden inside. Up fakes, goes up just a shade too hard. Rebound Drake on the weak side. The outlet to Lesso. Lesso cruises up. Stutter step, goes in, bumped a little bit, doesn't matter. Banks it home, 11-5. Mount Blue by 6. Grant to Bowden, back to Grant. Grant foul line left. He hoists one up there, just off the rim. Rebound Bowden. Bowden up strong, under up, no. He had a great look at it, missed it. Going to get a foul there on Mount Blue as Bowden had that offensive rebound and missed a pretty good look. Meanwhile, we've got Tucker Fitch coming in for Mount Blue as well here in a moment. And Fitch will check in for Tyler Abel. So Abel will sit down as Troy Norton going to the bench here early on, throwing it in his Carr. Carr to Bowden. Bowden up, fakes against a double. Goes to Carr in the corner. Carr, foul line right to Grant, back to Carr. Carr quickly to the foul line, and Bowden dribbled it off his foot. As he was trying to pull it down and catch it, went off his foot. Lesso with the loose ball. Lesso, a tricky dribble. Lesso, they let him go. He shoots it. It is no good. Just lipped the front rim. Rebound loose. And a whistle in the rebounding action and a foul called. And let's see who it's going to go on. Meanwhile, off the Nokomis bench, Logan Washburn is coming in. Oliver Cormier is the guilty party. Washburn comes in for Tom Nice. Nokomis ball. They trail 11-5, 3:45 left first quarter. Glad you're with us here tonight from Nokomis Regional High School, the home of Ryan Bell. Under, up, and in. Easy one there for Dawson Townsend.
Yeah, and I think after Bowden hit a couple jumpers, you see defense starting to cheat up on him a little bit.
11-7. Lead is 4 for Mount Blue. Cougars with the ball. 3:25 to go here in the first. Fitch on the give and go to Lesso. Nothing there. Corner jumper. Cormier. No good. Rebound. Volleyballed around. Nice job by Lesso. Another opportunity here. Lesso whips it. Left corner. Wide open 3 ball by Drake. Drains it. 14-7. Good work by Lesso on the offensive boards. Grant. Right corner to Washburn. Now back to the top to Townsend. Now to Grant. Grant top of the circle. Back foul line right. Washburn. Washburn inside. Tipped there and stolen. Fitch tipped it, and I guess he kicked it in the process as well. Back into the ball game for Mount Blue is Tyler Abel, and out is Carter Norton.
Good call by the refs on the Mid-State machine. It's replay right off top of his shoe.
Mid-State machine replay does not lie. Washburn to put it into play. Got it in, under, up, and in there. Nice pass and a nice finish by Seth Bowden. 14-9. The lead is 5 for Mount Blue. Cougars with the ball. 2:40 to go in the first. Lesso running the show here. Lesso hands it off to Abel. Tyler right back in the ball game. Hot shooting start for him. Now to Lesso, foul line right. On the give and go to Drake, under, up, and Drake can't get it to go. I don't think it would have counted anyway. It's a block. And it is not a shooting foul, so it wouldn't have counted anyhow.
That ref was real quick to say no shot.
So it's a Mount Blue ball on the baseline with a 5-point lead. The lob, the up fake there by Abel, can't use it. Laid it over on the left side for Drake. Drake will dribble it out, hands it off to Abel. Abel baseline. Abel goes on Townsend, and he hits the bottom of the backboard. Townsend clears the rebound, outlet to Grant. Grant lead pass Washburn. Back to Grant. Back to Washburn in the corner. Circles it to the top against this 2-3 zone. A bounce pass to Grant. Now on the right to Carr. Carr fakes. Back to Grant. Back to Carr. They're looking for Bowden on the baseline. High post now to Townsend. Down low to Bowden on the high-low post, and it worked. 14-11. And again, that's also how you play offense against the zone defense as well. And a 30-second timeout here taken by Troy Norton and Mount Blue. 1:56 to go in the first. We'll keep it right here. 14-11 Mount Blue. Tonight's game brought to you by Central Maine Community College in Auburn with over 40 Let's try that again. Tonight's game brought to you by Central Maine Community College in Auburn with more than 40 academic degrees and programs and one of the lowest tuition rates in New England. Just go to cmcc.edu. Your future starts now.
I was just going to point out that they stopped it right in time for you to talk about how it's crunch time.
Yeah, thanks for doing that. That hit it almost right on the nose here with $1:56 to go, and it is crunch time. And crunch time is brought to you by Clark Scrap Metals. Don't fix it, scrap it, with locations in Chelsea, Hollowell, and Jay. Clark's Scrap Metals. Crunch time, 1:56 left, Mount Blue ball.
Abel and Bowden already going head-to-head for the game high. Both of them have 9 points.
Here's Abel with it now. 14-11 Mount Blue. Cougars' largest lead has been 7. On the baseline, the drive. The shot is up. No good there by Tucker Fitch, and a whistle and a foul called.
No,
Or is the ball just out of bounds?
Yeah, just knocked out, and he did everything right except make it. He drove baseline, got around his guy, got up to the glass, just too hard.
All right, Norton lobs it in for Abel. Abel brings it back out, foul line right. Bounce pass, back door open. Cormier shot won't go, but Cormier's going to go to the line.
There's going to be frustration
Good
there
pass.
for Washburn, but Washburn just trailing it. Cormier doing a nice job creating that contact.
Excellent pass. Jordan Quinn getting ready to come in for Nokomis after a made free throw or a missed free throw. Here's Cormier ready. Got it. 15-11. The lead is 4. Coming out is number 25. Logan Washburn, second one on the way, and it is no good. Rebound run down. Fitch went after his own rebound, and Sides beat him to it. And it is going to be what? It is going to be a Nokomis ball. Owen Sides is in as well, a junior. Sides for Grant. Nokomis ball. They trail by 4. Buck and a half to go in the first quarter. Sides over the defense to Quinn. Back to Grant. Now to Sides. Floating around that key is Seth Bowden. Stopping, popping is Quinn. Quinn missed everything. That was an air ball long. Rebound Fitch. Fitch to Carter Norton. Comes to the left. Goes to Abel. Abel between the legs. Up top, Norton bombs away, baby. Yes!
That was not a short distance.
18-11. 1 minute to go. Here in crunch time in the first quarter. Grant to Quinn. To the foul line to Bowden. Bowden, big body. Muscles in, doesn't use it. Kicks it over to Quinn. Back out front for Grant. Now on the right for Sides. Over to Grant. Grant fakes left, goes right, stops at the top. Bowden at the foul line. Check that, not Bowden, Townsend. Townsend loops it over to Sides. Sides now to Bowden. Bowden, nice pass to Townsend. Townsend fadeaway pop, no good. Left it short, rebound loose. Scooped up there by Cormier. And we got a collision right in front of the Mount Blue bench between Cormier and Dawson Townsend, or Abel and Dawson Townsend. Everybody's okay. And we do have a foul on the play. And the foul is going to go on Dawson Townsend.
I saw on that turnaround, it just shows you on the mid-state machinist replay, he just didn't get all the way turned around, so he sort of shot with his hips facing the complete opposite direction.
Mount Blue ball, 28 seconds left in the first quarter. They lead at 18-11. Cougars number 6 seed in the latest Class A North heel points. Norton to Lesso. Nolan going to pound it into the floor and wait it out. Clock is at 12. He'll bring it back to the left. Gets a pick there from Abel. Goes around it to the foul line. Backs in. Fadeaway pop. It's going to be short. Just skim the rim. Rebound Buck. Buck fires. It'll count if it goes. It does not. That's the first quarter. The score here from Newport and Nokomis Regional High School. The Mount Blue Cougars 18, the Nokomis Warriors 11. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on the place for local sports. The Score.
Casella Waste. You see their trucks everywhere all the time. That's because they're out taking care of customers like you. Roll-off dumpsters, they've got them 15 to 50 yards. And they're in your neighborhood picking up the trash so you don't have to worry about it. Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly from 2 to 10 yards. Casella Waste will also deliver portable toilets when and where you need them. And they offer septic services. Call to learn more about Casella Waste. 872-8257. 872-8257 for Casella Waste.
Time for our first quarter breakdown on the Score. It's presented to you by our friends at 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. It's a 7-point lead for the Mount Blue Cougars. They've had a 7-point lead on 2 occasions. This one now at 18-11, also at 14-7. They have led the entire way, and they lead by 7 as we get ready to go to the second. Our first quarter breakdown brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan. All right, ready to go here in the second. It is a Mount Blue ball.
Talked about made three-pointers, Mike. 5 made for Mount Blue, 1 for Nokomis, and then rebounds 5 to 4 Mount Blue. Not a ton of rebounds.
Norton to Lesso, so the rebounding thing hasn't been a thing as of yet. Carter Norton, foul line right, kicked it over to Abel. Abel drives, goes in, Euro step, doesn't go down. Rebound beautifully done on the boards by the kid Drake. the freshman, who isn't built like a freshman, that's for sure. He is 6'4", and he's got to be a sturdy, 185, 190. Pretty solid kid, and he is at the line here after snagging that offensive rebound and being fouled.
But remember, Coach Norton said they don't have any height.
All right, Drake at the line. Good free throw form there. Makes it 19-11, largest lead of the first.
See, Drake, I don't even think is the tallest player between their rosters. They got a sophomore play center that's 6'5" on the JV team.
Second one is good. 20-11. Cougars up by 9. Here is Grant. Grant over to Buck. Owen Buck, a junior, to Grant. Grant traveled before he launched that three. So he is rung up, and he is still pleading his case with the official, who is going to win.
Yeah. He shuffled his feet into the
denied.
set. Yeah, no, it was a travel.
Appeal denied. All right, here's Tyler Abel, the 6'4" senior. Abel to Lesso. Lesso to Abel. Give and go under the basket. He is bottled up, threw it away to no one, and Lesso ran it down. Up top now to Carter Norton. Norton backs it out. Boy, Grant really going after it defensively, and he went after it a little too much there and pushed him.
He really did a nice job recovering there, and I think, like you said, could have backed off a little bit when he got to the timeline. Credit to the senior, though, Norton. I think he sold that a little bit as he kind of bounced off of him.
A little Stanislavski there.
A little bit.
Lesso goes into Carter Norton. Norton. Senior guard. Over to Tyler Abel. Abel holds it on the right sideline, guarded there by the much shorter sides. Now to Lesso, right corner. Now popping out Norton. Norton backs it away. Cougars with the ball. They lead 9, 20-11. Trying to drive here, Carter Norton. Norton back outside for Drake. Drake now to Lesso. Whips it over left side. Abel open for three, and maybe a tip of that by Sides. The putback is up and no good by Cam Norton, and we've got a jump ball called. Troy Norton can't believe it. And it's going to go against him with a possession arrow. It will be a Warriors ball.
Looking at the Mid-State Machine replay, again, that was a clean rebound, and then Grant just came in and no contact, just grabbed the ball. I think that's a good call.
All right, Nokomis ball. They trail by 9. Here is Grant. Grant over to Sides. Sides popping out up top, Bowden. Bowden now to Grant. Grant over to Sides. Side, foul line, left down low, pass swatted away. Getting back there was Nolan Lesso. Backside of that 2-3 zone, and he gets it up to Abel to steal by Mount Blue. Here is Abel. Abel drives, shut off by Sides. Now he goes by him, under, up, and in. Brilliant move by Tyler Abel, 22-11. First game between these two was a 24-point win for Mount Blue, 68-44.
That was a heck of a just stall to get the defender to fall off.
Here's Sides over to Grant. Grant holds. Jump pass over on the right side to Townsend to Bowden. Bowden on the baseline. Bowden goes out to the wing. Bowden picks up his dribble. Now to Dawson Townsend up the top. Reverses right side for Grant. Grant in the corner for Carr. Carr tries to slice the double team there, and he did get the ball in, but Bowden not able to catch it. I'm not sure he was ready for it. Then he footsed it out of bounds.
You see the mistake. He wasn't ready for it. Also wasn't right to him. Nokomis' challenge, I think, is I like one of those Townsend or Bowden in the midcourt, but if they're not on the perimeter, I don't think Mount Blue respects anybody else.
Lesso right corner to Abel. Give and go. Abel kicks it over, and did he step on the baseline? He did.
So, yep.
Before he kicked it over to Cam Norton, he stepped on the baseline. Seen a lot more of that drive in both boys and girls basketball. Under the basket.
The thing that I think has concerned you is that I feel like a lot of times that drive is without purpose or without the answer of what's going to happen.
Right. You don't have an end game.
Yes.
There's no solution to the problem, which it inevitably ends up being. Here's Bowden. Bowden kicks it left side to side. Side stops and pops from about 7 feet, and he missed everything.
And see, it gets a challenge, I think, when either Townsend or Bowden is working ideally, they'd love to have one of them working the free throw line, one working baseline. The problem is that I don't think Mount Blue is really going to come up to the Nokomis shooters.
22-11. It's been that way for a while. 5 minutes to go in the first. Here's Lesso. Lesso, top of the circle. Knocked away, got it back. Goes to Carter Norton. Long bomb for three. No. Yes! Carter Norton must be living right. There was a 4-leaf clover and a horseshoe on that one. 25-11.
Apparently he doesn't like the
Townsend pulls up on a dime, misses. Rebound, Bowden nicely done on the offensive boards, and he was pushed in the process. AJ?
I was just going to say Norton apparently doesn't like the free throw line, or the three-point distance, because he keeps shooting him a step behind.
Timeout taken. 4:43 to go in the first half. The score, the Mount Blue Cougars 25, Nokomis Warriors 11. This is high school basketball on the score.
Notice the price of gas and oil lately? Thinking about a pellet stove? Pellets are a renewable resource that are economical, and pellet stoves don't have to be ugly or loud. Come talk to us at Somerset Stone and Stove. Let us explain why now is the best time to have your pellet stove installed. Wouldn't you love to have a gas stove or fireplace designed for your home? Let Somerset Stone and Stove design and install a Regency gas stove or fireplace that is just right for you. Let us customize your Regency gas stove or fireplace while you enjoy the beauty and warmth. Visit Somerset Stone and Stove in Oakland.
At Height Chevrolet in Skowhegan, our family is here for your family. And our family has been providing affordable, reliable transportation to families in central and western Maine for 113 years. You don't have that kind of longevity in the car business without building strong, trusting relationships with customers from one generation to the next. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned, financing, or special incentives, your shopping experience is always stress-free at Height Chevy. Height Chevrolet on Madison Avenue as you turn into Skowhegan. You'll also find the Height family of dealerships in Madison and Farmington.
Owen Sides ready to throw it in for the Nokomis Warriors after they took a timeout, 25-11. They trail by 14, their largest gap of the night. They swing it around over to Carr. Carr, top of the circle, over to Bowden. Bowden left side to side. Sides doubled, loops it back out front for Seth Bowden. Back to Sides, down on the baseline to Townsend. Now to Sides, or check that now to Bowden, and Bowden had it taken away. The steal by Cormier. Cormier drives, under, up, no, on the bank shot, rebound, back up, no. Great putback there by Evan Drake, but he could not finish. Great position by the freshman, could not knock it down. Carr, left side for Grant. Nokomis needs a basket. They trail by 14, 25-11.
They have not scored this quarter.
Owen Sides, back to Carr, to the foul line, Bowden. Baseline left side to Grant. Grant to Bowden. Bowden muscles in, goes under, up, hits the shot, and gets fouled. So Seth Bowden with a chance here for a three-point play as he knocked that one down.
Again, that's the first bucket, first point for Nokomis this quarter. They've got 13 as a team. Bowden's got 11 of them.
Fitch in for Mount Blue, and Logan Washburn is in. Bowden at the line, bricks the free throw, loose, and it's saved there by Drake to Lesso. So it stays 25-13. Lesso all the way right-handed, lays it up and in off the glass. He gets it right back. 27-13, 3:40 to go in the first half. Foul line left, Grant. Grant popping out up top, Townsend. Townsend, high post to Bowden. Bowden can't use it. Floats a pass back outside to Townsend. Now over to Grant. Grant to Townsend. Townsend for three. Yes, all nets for Dawson Townsend.
And Nokomis needs him to get going along with what Bowden is doing thus far.
27-16. It's 11. That's the lead for Mount Blue. Norton to Lesso, and a bad pass, and Lesso could not flag it down. So a turnover. Here is Nokomis. Walking it up, Drew Grant, the sophomore. Grant to the right, to Townsend. Down low to Bowden. Bowden turns, lefty runner, no good. Rebound right there is Lesso. Lesso out of the shoot. Mount Blue's going to run. Lesso zigzags his way through. Nice body control. Got it to go down.
That was filthy. That was a great Euro, and then he's like Euro'd in the air to avoid any contact.
29-16, back to 13. Carr to Bowden. Bowden goes back in the left corner for Washburn. Now they swing it around foul line right to Carr. Carr fakes right, goes left, goes to Drew Grant. Grant whips a pass, stolen by Lesso. They tried to get that pass through the zone, and that's like trying to throw it through a car wash without getting it wet.
There's a lot of hands
particular
there.
Case. Here's Lesso, loops a pass down low to Drake. Drake hits! Nice pass by Nolan Lesso, largest lead of the game for Mount Blue, 31-16. As we come down to crunch time, inside Bowden. Bowden lays it over to Carr. Carr for three, no, but he got fouled in the process. And it is going to be 3 shots here. Actually, it was Logan Washburn who was fouled. We're close enough to crunch time. We'll run with it with 2:02 to go. It is crunch time. It's brought to you by Clark Scrap Metals. Don't fix it, scrap it. Locations in Chelsea, Hollowell, and Jay. Crunch time is here. All right, so Troy Norton gets a little pat on the back from the official.
Let me take a look. They have a discussion to see if it was 3. A little late there, but based on what we can see, he clearly behind the line.
Okay.
Oh, they changed the foul.
Okay, so
stand corrected.
It's on Oliver Cormier. So the dispute was never about whether or not it was a 3-point shot.
I was going to say, good thing, because Miss Machinist replay said no doubt.
It doesn't lie. Logan Washburn with 3.
As several fans at a recent hockey game shouted at the refs, we have a replay you can look at.
We have the Mid-State Machine replay, ref.
That, Mike, that is the first Warriors point not scored by Bowden or Townsend.
Wow, that's amazing. 31-17. 2 more for Washburn. Second one, good. 31-18. Mount Blue brings in Cam Norton and Preston Ball for the first time. Cam Norton, of course, started, but Preston Ball making his first appearance. 1 more here for Washburn, the senior. Dips, shoots. Missed the 3rd one. It was not a charm for a rebound run down there by Preston Ball. And did he get fouled? Or was there a timeout? It was a timeout taken by Troy Norton. He bailed his player out. Full timeout. We'll take it to 1:59 to go in the first half. The score, Mount Blue 31, Nokomis 18. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on The Score.
Looking for a way to heat your home while staying within your budget? A home heating loan from Connected Credit Union is the perfect solution. We've got you covered with an affordable way to keep warm this winter. Maybe you're thinking of purchasing a heating and cooling system or replacing your windows. Making your home more energy efficient isn't just an investment in your home, it's an investment in your lifestyle. Contact our loan team for more details or apply online at connectedcreditunion.org. Get connected, stay connected. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Membership eligibility required.
Tomorrow night, we're back at Folsom Gym in Fairfield. Lawrence girls hosting Camden Hills. Game time 6:30. Then Thursday night, we head out to South China. Erskine Academy hosting Lebanon boys basketball at 6:30. And then Friday night, we get a look at the Camden Hills boys when they take on Messalonski. Game time there, 6:30. All of those games on CentralMainSports.com, 1160thescore.com, and The Score's YouTube channel at Central Maine Sports.
I say that's a good one. That's potentially a second-round matchup, the Camden Hills Mesa one. I know the Camden Hills girls are generally solid. And then not to get even further ahead, because obviously it's a lot to look at, as currently constructed, we have a doubleheader of hockey on Saturday.
Indeed.
Colisée and Colby.
That's right. 2 of our favorite barns. All right, after the timeout, Carter Norton to Lesso. Lesso on the left, splits a double team, stops on a dime. The runner, boy, he has got that one going tonight.
He just has such great body control to avoid contact.
He is an athlete. 33-18, it's back to 15 yet again. Bowden whips a pass right side. Grant for 3, on the way, no good. Rebound right there is Townsend. Townsend up fakes, gets his man up, goes over Lesso after he got Cam Norton up, and he beat them both. 33-20. Yeah, double dip of hockey coming up Saturday. Winslow and Lewiston at noon. And then Gardner. That co-op team against Messalonski at 7. So hockey times 2 coming up on Saturday. Fitch on the right as we come down to a minute to go in the first half. Crunch time underway. Looks like they're going to try to at least take some time off the clock here. Norton, over to Norton. On the weave, not a Fitch. Fitch to Carter Norton. Carter backs it out near the logo. Carter to Lesso. Clock now hitting 45 mark. Lesso left-handed on the weave to Fitch. Lost it, gave it away. Townsend able to pick it up. Townsend to Bowden. And maybe Nokomis, Newport Nokomis will get the final shot. Foul line left. Townsend is not going to wait for that. It is no good. Rebound. Now it is Mount Blue's turn to wait for the final shot. Rebound Preston Ball. Down court, floating down there. Norton, and he lays it in. He never got back. And Mount Blue able to find him, 35-20. 17 seconds to go. Here's Grant. Grant over to Carr. Carr to Washburn. Clock at 10. To Grant. Grant to Carr. Carr floats it left corner. Washburn can't handle it. 4.2. And quickly, Tyler Abel up off the bench for Mount Blue, and Cooper Abel as well. Two good three-point shooters. They've got 4.2 to work with after the Nokomis turnover. Lesso's going to put it into play. Whips it over to Abel. Abel, bounce pass over to Norton, stops and pops. It'll count if it goes. It does not. That attempt to catch it and throw it up would not have counted, and that is it. A solid first half. The Mount Blue Cougars put 35 points on the board in the first half. They lead by 15 here at the break. The score from Nokomis Regional High School in Newport. The Mount Blue Cougars 35, Nokomis Warriors 20. This is high school basketball on The Score.
My dad's a real hero. Not like a superhero or anything. More like a regular dad kind of hero. 'Cause every weekend, even when the weather's bad and it's super snowy, he always gets us there safe.
They don't know how you do it. All they know is that you care.
See Skowhegan Tire Center. They beat any price. Route 201, Skowhegan.
Discover the printing experience you've been searching for at SBS Carbon Copy on 54 Main Street in Waterville. Tired of getting lost in big box stores? Whether you need unique business cards or large format printing up to 44 inches wide, customized invitations that scream you, we've got it all. Our team is here to print, copy, or scan with a smile. Fast, affordable, and with a touch of personality. Don't settle for ordinary. Dash over to mainprintingservices.com where printing's personal, not puzzling.
Hi, this is Mike Perkins from KMD Driving School. I've been instructing your children in driver's ed for years. We're accepting new students for the fall and winter classes. Let the professionals teach your children. Call 465-4835. Sign them up for KMD Driving School. New classes begin every 3 weeks. Call 465-4835, 465-4835, or visit us online at kmddrivingschool.com. The journey begins with us. KMD Driving School.
For us, it's a family business that is steeped in tradition. You know, our relationship with Waterville goes back a long ways. Over the years, we've been fortunate enough to grow, and we've been able to grow with the town. We look at the work that we do as something bigger than just the sale of a car or the servicing of an automobile. We're here to be a part of something bigger than just ourselves by giving back to the community with our time and our energy, because it's all about taking care of people.
Central Maine Community College, your future is our priority.
I'm going to be a preschool teacher.
An HVAC technician.
Pediatric nurse.
Whether your college journey is starting here,
I'm going to be an architect.
Physical therapist.
I'm going to be a lawyer.
Or we're a stop along the way.
I'm going to be a doctor.
A machinist.
Honestly, not 100% sure yet.
With over 40 programs,
I'm going to be a graphic designer.
An athletic trainer.
There is something for everyone.
CMCC.
Your future starts here.
It's that moment when everything comes to a halt.
Mom, is everything okay?
It's okay. We can call for some help.
And what you need most is someone you can trust.
201 Service, this is Brandon speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, yeah, my car just broke down. I think I need some help.
At 201 Service, we know it's more than just about fixing what's broken. It's about being there when it matters most.
Not to worry, ma'am. We have your location, and help is already on its way.
Don't worry, honey. Help's on the way.
Okay, Mom.
Wherever you are, whatever the time, you can count on us to be there. Because in those uncertain moments, knowing you're not alone makes all the difference. 201 Service, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984.
Time for our second quarter breakdown. It is brought to you by our friends at 201 Service, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. It was 18-11 in favor of the Mount Blue Cougars at the end of one. They outscored the Nokomis Warriors by a count of 17-9 in that second quarter, have bumped their lead up to a nice cushy 15 points. They lead it now by a score of 35-20. So a solid start for Mount Blue as they put 18 points on the board in the first quarter and 21 points on the board in the second quarter. Our second quarter breakdown is brought to you by 201 Service, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. It was just a few years ago that Cooper Flagg played on this court in his hometown along with his brother Ace. and his older brother Hunter, and delivered a state championship for the Nokomis Warriors. And as you can see, the pennant on the wall acknowledging Cooper Flagg, the 2021-2022 Maine Gatorade Player of the Year. And he has moved on to a little bit greater heights since then, going to Mount Verde, now at Duke, where he scored 28 points in their win over Boston College on Saturday. It was a great return for Flagg to New England, and it will probably be the last time he plays as an amateur in New England. And I suspect the next time that he plays in New England, it will be probably for the team that drafts him against the Boston Celtics. Think of that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, huh?
It's kind of crazy to think about. With the caveat, who knows where they'll end up in the tournament, but I think Duke will get a pretty favorable seed with the way things are going. But it's kind of nuts to think you have better perspective, obviously, than I do in terms of, because you've been doing it obviously significantly longer. But I think you could. I think you would agree with me. When you see different, you know it's different, and it's just so rare to see, and you just kind of you have to appreciate it.
Yeah, and he goes into that category. I mean, I heard about Cindy Blodgett, I think, when she was in 6th or 7th grade, and then I heard about Cooper Flagg, I think, when he was in 8th grade. But you always have to see it for your own eyes, and then when you see it with your own eyes, you knew. I saw him for the first time in Skowhegan when Nokomis played down there for the first time when he was, 14 years old, and still 6'7", and was just remarkable out there. But just to think about what has happened, the odyssey that he has been on, and the whole Flagg family since that time. They have truly put Newport, Maine on the map. And, the great thing about it is they've done it proudly so, and he embraces his Newport roots, and I think that's fantastic.
No, it's cool because I think that all of that, and Maine obviously for sure has, but it almost feels like to a certain extent just sort of the upper part of New England has just sort of wrapped their arms around Cooper Flagg, and it's really interesting to me as someone in the area who knows who he is, or at least heard the story, right, and seen a little bit of him. When people talk about him or he shows up on highlights, the people that are, he's had the pedigree potentially to be the number 1 overall pick. He will be a high lottery pick regardless. And it's just interesting to me to have sort of almost that slightly more familiar connection when people talk about him on highlight shows. Be like, no, that's Cooper Flagg.
That's my guy.
Put some more respect on his name.
It's halftime, by the way, which is brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner online, hammondlumber.com. 35-20. Pretty, I think, quietly dominant first half. Is that safe to say for the Mount Blue Cougars?
Ho-hum, almost. I mean, because you talk about
workmanlike.
Not a ton of fouls, 8 total free throw attempts. First quarter was sort of a back and forth between Bowden for Nokomis, who had 9, Abel for Mount Blue, who had 9. The problem has been that for Nokomis, out of their 20 points, 18 of them are Bowden or Townsend. So if they really aren't doing anything, the offense is really stagnated. Whereas Abel was really obviously scores 9 points in the first quarter for the Cougars. Lesso scores 6 of his 8 in the second quarter, and then you get a smattering of contributions. Norton has 6, Drake has 7, and so it's just the case where Nokomis is sort of stuck to being a two-man show right now. Mount Blue's getting a little bit of help from everywhere else. And again, talked about it. I like Bowden or Townsend in the free throw line and one on the baseline. The problem has been is that until Nokomis displays that somebody else is a threat, Mount Blue doesn't really have to cheat off of the shooters that potentially take advantage of that space until someone hits one.
Halftime's been brought to you by Hammond Lumber Company, serving Maine and New Hampshire from 22 locations. Your building project partner online, hammondlumber.com. The score at the half, Mount Blue Cougars 35, Nokomis Warriors 20. Second half action is next on The Score.
At Midstate Machine in Winslow, Maine, we manufacture complex components and large-scale turbines that power industries across aerospace, defense, and energy. We're hiring CNC machinists. And whether you're experienced or just starting out, we offer on-the-job training to help you build a rewarding career. Join our Safety First team, where your ideas are valued, and enjoy competitive pay with 2 weeks of paid time off starting on day 1. Apply today at midstateusa.com, where your career powers the future.
There's money in your unwanted metal. Clark Scrap Metals pays top dollar for any cars, trucks, or scrap metal that you want to get rid of. Stop over, we'll weigh it and give you a check. Got a big job that needs a major cleanup? We'll drop off and pick up one or more of our roll-off containers for residential or commercial work. And at Clark's, we crush cars. We travel statewide and offer fair prices. Locally owned for 3 generations, no one knows scrap metal like Clark's. In Chelsea, Hollowell, and Jay. Online at clarkscrapmetals.com.
Mike Violet and AJ Knight, along with our score crew, the lovely Ashley Knight, running our computer and graphics here tonight. The equally lovely Chaz Wing on our camera, our videographer here tonight, making his way up from Topsom. Made the big drive here today. And we are ready to rock and roll here to the second half. The Mount Blue Cougars with a 35-20 lead, and they'll come out with their starting lineup. Abel, Norton, Lesso, Drake, and Norton. So the Norton boys out there along with the other 3. And let's see, for Josh Grant and the Nokomis Warriors, it is Nice, Carr, Bowden, Townsend, and Grant. It is a Mount Blue ball, some pressure in the backcourt. Really just token. And over the timeline now, here is Carter Norton. Norton on the pop out to Lesso. Lesso punched right out of his hands. Good start there defensively by Seth Bowden. Ball goes over to Bowden in the corner. Bowden for 3, no good. They can't cash in on it. Lesso clears the rebound. Lesso. What a Norton on the left. Mount Blue up 15. Gets a pick. The roll is deflected, and we've got a whistle and a foul. Have the pick and on the roll. Trying to get the return pass. We got a foul on Mount Blue's Evan Drake.
That's a nice job. Nice. This is the man that was screened, uses that big frame, gets his hands up, creates another turnover. So
yeah,
Nokomis comes out, does what they need to defensively. Can they find some O?
2 Mount Blue possessions, 2 Mount Blue turnovers. Here is Grant. Grant down low to Bowden. Bowden hits a double team, and he draws a foul on Nolan Lesso.
Curious to see here how much Nokomis just goes straight up with 10 and 20, right? We're just going to go back and forth to 10 and 20, get them going, and see if anybody can find some O off of them.
Second foul on Lesso, second foul on Mount Blue. Putting it into play is Carr. Back out front to Grant. Grant against this 2-3 zone that they are employing this year. Up top to Townsend, now to Bowden. Bowden turns, goes in. Uses his pivot foot, goes under, uses that power, missed a little baby hook. I guess that's what that was, and the rebound is cleared by Drake. Drake to Norton. Norton foul line right to Norton. Now back to Norton. This is Carter. Carter drives. Carter hits a double team, slows it up there, needs some help, finally gets it in Lesso. Lesso out deep. Out near the logo, now it's Abel. Abel foul line left to Drake. Drake drives. Traveling is called on Evan Drake, and so yet another turnover. That's 3 in the first minute 15 for Mount Blue.
Cougars come out and can't hang on to the ball.
Treating the ball like a stick of dynamite here. Here's Grant. Grant over to Carr. Popping out is Bowden. Back over to Grant. Now popping out is Townsend at the top. Foul line right, Bowden. Bowden to Townsend. Townsend against this 2-3 zone. Carr threw it away, trying to get it inside there to the cutter. Bowden, it's picked off by Lesso. They swing it over left side. Abel, 3-ball, no. Front rimmed it, rebound to the foul line. Picked off there by Carr. And Carr comes back for Nokomis.
It's not a second quarter started where nobody scored for a while.
Yep, we are almost 2 minutes in and nobody scored. Here's Bowden. Bowden in the paint, shovels to Grant. Grant for 3. Somebody has scored now as Grant hits a 3.
Again, Nokomis needs somebody or somebody's else to come along with the offensive ride.
35-23, Lesso with the ball. Mount Blue by 12. Give and go from Abel. Under, up, and in. That has worked all night long. Get a whistle after that made basket as Townsend went down or Carr went down.
I mean,
is it a warning?
Oh, Grant shining his shoes. I also wouldn't be surprised if it was a flop warning.
All right, so we got a shoe lace break, and Grant's all set. And here we go. Here's Drew Grant. 5:52 to go in the third quarter. The lead is 14, 37-23. Grant stops foul line left, inside to Bowden. Bowden kicks it to Townsend. Townsend for 3, no. Deep rebound out of the chute with it, Norton. Norton flies up, lays it over. It's picked off. Great defense getting back by Carr. Carr over to Grant. Grant on the right. Grant to the top. Now to Townsend. To Bowden. Right side Carr. 3-ball wing. No. Rebound. Run down corner. Townsend. Another opportunity out to Bowden. 37-23 on the right side. Carr. Now Townsend. Townsend to Grant. Grant to Townsend. Townsend foul line left. Tries to slowly edge in. He is forced back out by Norton on the elbow. It's Bowden. Bowden foul line. Here's Grant for three. That one was way off. That looked like me taking a three. The loose ball scoots over, picked up by Cam Norton. Now to Lesso. Lesso over to Abel. Right side, jacking a three is Norton. Hit the rim, rebound bounces out, foul line to Carr. Carr skedaddles up court. Up to Townsend. Townsend stops the floater. No good. Rebound is cleared there by Drake. Offensive futility.
Townsend's frustrated because he wants to be able to dribble into that mid-range. Timeout, Mount Blue. He wants to be able to dribble in the mid-range. Zone's not going to let him do it. The other side, Bowden working from the paint is finding shooters open. They're just not hitting anything.
30-second timeout taken by Troy Norton. 37-23. 4:34 to go in the third quarter. Tonight's game brought to you by Central Maine Motors Auto Group in Waterville, the dealer with no dock fees, where cars and trucks always cost you less. Find them online, cmautogroup.com. That's cmautogroup.com. And just a reminder, tomorrow night we are in Fairfield again. The Camden Hills Windjammers taking on the Lawrence Bulldog girls. Game time tomorrow night, 6:30. AJ and I will have the call, live video and audio at centralmainsports.com, 1160thescore.com, and on our YouTube channel at Central Maine Sports.
Just say real quick shout out. Forgive me, Mike. I don't know if you got it up on 1160, but on Central Maine Sports, we shared the check that they presented last night. Because of course, balling for a cure when we were out there for the Oceanside game. They raised $750. So just shout out to Lawrence for doing good.
Great job. Lesso trying to back in, and it is a foul on Nokomis. Yeah, it was balling for a cure night last night, and the Lawrence girls raised over $750 for the Alphon Cancer Center. Congrats to all of them. We appreciate the T-shirts they gave us.
I'm wearing it tomorrow.
Yeah, why not? Sounds like a good idea. Pass thrown in.
Another turnover on the Cougars.
Yep.
It's already 5.
Mount Blue has probably almost as many turnovers as points. What do they have, 35 at halftime? More turnovers.
Yeah. Three points, 5 turnovers this quarter. They had 4 total in the first half.
That is not good. Here's Grant, yet they still lead by 14. Grant against this zone. Over to Townsend. Townsend, inside, big guy is there. Nice goes up. He went down in a heap, and to add insult to injury, he was called for a walk.
And not just that, you'll see on the Mid-State Machinist replay, probably could have been called there for a ward even before that.
So a turnover by Nokomis. Here comes Mount Blue. 4 minutes to go, halfway through the third, 37-23. This game really has not caught fire yet. Here's Abel. Back to Norton. Norton tripped, and the ball out of bounds, and they're going to rule that he tripped on his own. And so it's a turnover again by Mount Blue. Coming in, Owen Sides. Coming out is Tom Nice.
That pass being low didn't help. I think you could have called a foul. Problem is I think the pass was so far off, the refs weren't going to reward it.
Here's Grant. Grant over to Carr. Carr, foul line right, 37-23. Dawson Townsend backs it out. Now to Carr. Carr for 3, yes. 3-point field goal there for Jeff Carr. And it's 37-26. It's 11. 3:25 to go in the third. Here is Carter Norton. Norton over to Lesso. Lesso fakes right, goes left, trying to go up over Bowden. He does miss the shot, but he's going to the line. No. They're going to say the foul before the shot.
Now that ref real quick to say, no, that's on the deck. And based on some of his calls, I think it's going to be real tough to get continuation from him.
All right, Carter Norton to put it into play under the Mount Blue basket. They lead by 11. On the break, the lob back outside to Drake. Drake, the freshman, now to Lesso. Nolan, the senior. Abel curls around it. Now they go over to Carter Norton. Norton drives on Sides. They push each other, and Sides is going to get rung up here. Or Grant, beg your pardon. Drew Grant will get rung up here.
And again, Grant, I don't have a problem with the foul, but I think Norton, the senior, again, heads up play, moving that arm through to draw that contact.
Ooh, forearm blast there into Abel. Abel fakes one way, goes the other way, and draws a foul. That will be the last foul that Nokomis has to give in the quarter. They have 4 now. The foul was on Sides, his first.
Yeah, which would be a break for Mount Blue because they have not found any offense this quarter.
Norton, they've scored 2 points. Into Abel. Abel back to Norton. Norton corner 3, no. Rebound, Lesso boxed around. It comes right down to Townsend. Bowden helped out there too. Outlet pass to Grant. Grant under, up, and floats one home. 37-28. All of a sudden it's down to single digits. It's 9.
That was not an easy shot either.
Mount Blue has scored 2 points in the third quarter. That was not, you're right, an easy shot. High degree of difficulty on that one. Driving is Norton. They let him go, and he missed the shot too hard. Rebound cleared by Townsend, then a foul in the rebounding action. And all of a sudden, you can feel Mr. Momentum swinging.
And Grant, frustrated after getting called for the foul before, let him go. He was a little frustrated, thought there was a push-off. But to your point, there's a lid on that basket. I wrote down in my notes, Mike, I'll have to show you. One of the keys Coach Norton gave to us, and I wrote it down, was Mount Blue has to make shots in the second half. They talked about it in games they've let get away. They just have gone cold, and we're seeing it.
All right, here's Drew Grant. The lead is down to 9. 8-2, the differential here in favor of Nokomis in the third. Here's Townsend. Inside, kicks it, corner 3 Sides. No, just a little short. Rebound, Bowden. Great offensive rebound over Lesso. Floated it over to Townsend, who floats it in. It's 37-30. It's down to 7. 10-2 edge here for Nokomis in the third. Driving is Abel. Shut off. They swing it all the way around on the other side to Cormier. Cormier drives in. The runner won't go. Rebound Townsend. They kick it out. Here's Grant. This game finally's got some flavor to it. And that's a walk there by Townsend. Right at the top of the circle, coming in Tucker Fitch. And coming out is Oliver Cormier.
I don't know how you argue against that if you're Townsend.
You got to try.
He took like 5 steps. Well, the big thing for Nokomis, too, to your point about adding some flavor, Mike, is this crowd was just not in it at all.
No.
Added some juice to the home crowd.
So far, the person with the most enthusiasm, other than us, I might say, is driving is Norton, who lays it up and in, and he gets him a big hoop and makes it 39-30. Was the PA announcer when he was introducing Nokomis.
That is.
The guy was fresh out of Chicago Bulls PA announcer school.
Factual.
Here's Carr. To the foul line to Townsend, down low to Bowden. He couldn't handle the pass, but he runs it down, but he is fouled. I thought he might have stepped baseline, but no. A foul on Tyler Abel.
And it's unfortunate. I think Townsend waited half a second because Bowden was just finishing off his seal. He had seal up court there for an easy layup.
Preston Ball coming in. 6-foot senior coming out is Abel. Nokomis ball on the baseline. It is Grant to Townsend. Townsend muscles his way in, swatting at the ball. There was Fitch, and I think they caught him. Caught him doing a bad thing.
Nope.
No?
Look, watch. He didn't touch him.
Wow.
And
So,
correction, it looks like I think they called ball on the contact, but even still, I'd say no.
39-31, tossing with Dawson Townsend, that is, first free throw. Carr checks out, and Washburn coming in.
Crunch time.
Crunch time, it is indeed. Thank you very much for the reminder of Crunch time. And Crunch time, as always, brought to you by Clark Scrap Metals. Don't fix it, scrap it. Locations in Chelsea, Hollowell, and Jay. Second free throw, good. Second free throw, no good. And the rebound at the other end, Lesso with a miss, and with an 8-point lead, the Mount Blue Cougars still struggling, that is, at the offensive end. They've only scored 4. Sides in the corner to Washburn. Now they end up getting it back out to Sides. Foul line to Bowden. 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Bowden shovels outside to Sides. Now to Townsend into Bowden. Bowden up, fakes. He gets a man a mile in the air. That's Preston Ball. Counted and one. They're going to count that shot.
I don't have a problem with it. He didn't put the ball on the deck.
39-33. 13-4 the differential here in the third. And the free throw is good. Make it 14-4. 39-34. It's 5. It was 15 at the break. 25 seconds to go, and I think an offensive foul is called.
I don't think we're going to have a shot. Yeah, I think a legal screen way away from the play.
So an illegal screen is called. Another turnover for Mount Blue. At the scorer's table is Carr. They want him in for Owen Sides, and they get him in.
Matt, just for clarity, Tucker Finch, I believe, who got the player control foul.
Okay, so Fitch is the guilty party there. Here's Carr to Townsend. Townsend, what a Washburn. Clock at 15, and he walked or he carried it. Okay, so Mount Blue says justice prevails there. They'll throw Tyler Abel back in and bring Preston Ball out, and Sides comes in, and coming out is Carr.
If you don't dribble again, is it technically a carry? Because he put his hand under the ball, but then he never dribbled again.
I wasn't going to point that out, but now that you did.
I'll point it. That's what I just saw on the Mid-State Machine Instant Replay.
Here's Carter Norton with 7. Out to Abel. Abel to Norton. Norton, 2-1. It'll count if it goes. It does not. And that is the end of what was a disastrous third quarter for the Mount Blue Cougars. Their 15-point lead down to 5. Score after 3. Mount Blue 39, Nokomis 34. You're watching and listening to high school basketball on The Score.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Third quarter breakdown brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. And right now, they could go and recover the car of the Mount Blue Cougars, which has rolled over several times on the side of the road here in the third quarter. The Cougars had a nice first half. They scored 35 points. They scored 4 in the third quarter. Outscored in the third quarter 14-4 by the Nokomis Warriors, and Mount Blue aiding the cause there for Nokomis by turning the ball over, a half a dozen times?
Yeah, 7.
7 times. Third quarter breakdown brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan. So we go to the fourth quarter, 39-34. Mount Blue with a 5-point lead. It's a Nokomis basketball.
And part of it, Mike, is just Nokomis getting points. Grant scored 5, Carr hit a 3. I mean, just getting some other contributions for the Warriors.
All right, Grant outside to Sides. Owen back to Grant. Grant top of the circle. Kicks it left side to Carr. Baseline to Townsend. Now to Bowden on the elbow. Back to Carr. Carr, long one rolls in. It's a 3. And it's a 2-point game.
Wow.
39-37. It was 15. Foul line right now on the pop-out up top. It is Norton. Norton reverses his course. Gets it over, and just barely to Norton to Cam. Now it goes in the backcourt. That was knocked back there. No, it's an over and back.
They're going to overturn this. That was tipped, 100% tipped.
All right, the officials will have a conference. All right, they aren't going to turn it over.
Wow.
Official over with a word for Troy Norton.
The explanation, the only thing I guess I could make, Mike, is that the established possession before he went over half court. That would be my guess.
I think so, too. So Nokomis with the ball. A 2 can tie it. A 3 can give them their first lead of the night. 39-37. And, of course, they turn it over. Owen Sides caught the ball and did little two-step there and gets called.
Make-up call.
Yeah.
Make-up call.
I didn't say that, folks. I would never, ever utter anything like that.
Who
never
said
intimate
that?
anything like that.
Who said that?
All right, here is Tyler Abel. That would be A.J. Knights, baby. Abel back outside for Carter Norton. Now to Abel, foul line right. They're going to get Lesso back involved. Lesso there with a pick. He rolls. There's nothing there, though. Foul line left. It goes to Norton. Cam. Abel. Now to Drake. Drake drives in, leans up, got it. Big hoop, they needed that, 41-37.
That was a huge drive there and a good strong take to the glass.
Freshman did that, 4-point lead. Grant over to Carr. Carr up top to Sides. Sides over to Grant. To Sides to Carr, foul line right. Now to Sides, now the swing to Grant on the left. Grant to Sides, over to Grant. Grant against the triple team, baseline left side, open for three. Bowden no good, rebound Townsend. We've got a held ball. Who's going to get it? It is Mount Blue's ball.
This is Nokomis started with the ball for the fourth.
All right, so the Cougars, the beneficiary of that arrow. 6:15 to go in regulation. It wasn't a ball game at halftime. It is now. 41-37. Lesso to Abel. Now to Norton. Norton, a stutter step, almost lost it, and a timeout is taken by the old man. Troy Norton recognizing some potential trouble there and takes a 30-second timeout. 6 minutes left in regulation. 41-37.
I was just saying,
in favor of Mount Blue.
Credit to Grant. I think part of what has stymied this Mount Blue offense a little bit in the second half is Grant has really been physical with Norton, who of course initiates the offense, or at least to start with. And then I think you just sort of snowball. It was quicksand. They started turning the ball over, and I think everybody started to get tight.
Definitely, you could feel these screws tighten up.
So
so they have, and we aren't even in crunch time yet.
No, so I think at this point, you talked about Lesso. I think it did a nice job driving. Maybe a little two-man game with Abel, who's one of their better shooters. Just see if you can find some space on maybe a pick and roll. Something simple just to get another bucket.
All right, Mount Blue ball. Cam Norton will put it into play right in front of the Mount Blue bench. Norton back to Abel. Tyler Abel. A pick from Drake. Now down a box to Lesso. Lesso kicks it left side. Wide open over there. Three. Cam Norton no good. Rebound boxed around. A lot of white jerseys there. It comes down to Grant. Drew Grant. Nokomis with the ball. Down 4. Grant back out front to Bowden. Now to Grant. Facing that 2-3 zone. Grant to Carr. Carr. Inside to Townsend, right corner, 3 from Sides. No, he missed everything, and the rebound picked off under the basket by Drake. Now to Norton. Here's Carter. 5:15 to go, 4-point lead for Mount Blue, 41-37. They have scored 6 points in the second half. Norton on the right. Shovels it off there for Abel. Abel goes baseline. Back to Drake, foul line right, now to Lesso. Lesso driving, turns, goes, lays it over, under, up, and in. Cam Norton.
That was just a great find there by Lesso after drawing the crowd.
43-37. He sure did draw a crowd. The lead back to 6. It was down to 2. 4 straight points here scored by Mount Blue. Up top at his Sides. Over to Carr. Back to Sides. Sides over to Grant. Grant flings it down low on the baseline to Bowden. Bowden shut off there by Drake. On the elbow to Townsend. Townsend stops. 10-footer is no good, and a whistle as the ball was coming down, and a foul on Mount Blue.
I think this is away from the ball. Yeah, so it was on the rebound against Bowden.
All right, the foul committed by Drake. Back outside it goes Grant. Grant left side to Townsend. Townsend baseline 12-footer, banked it. Did that get banked? I don't think so.
No, I think he left it in. Yeah, put it in there.
43-39, so no bank. Straight in. I had a bad angle on that. 43-39. Right side, 3 by Abel, rolls off. Rebound Lesso kept it alive. Lesso with another opportunity. On the baseline, left side, it's Drake for 3. That's no good. It was just a shade long. Rebound speared by Bowden. Bowden ahead for Carr. Carr to Townsend. Townsend. Grant. Grant drives. Norton went down. 3 by Townsend. Left side. Bang! Dawson Townsend launched and hit, and it's down to 1.
He ran into that as opposed to taking a set shot, too.
43-42. And what? It is a foul. on Nokomis. The Mount Blue Cougars have led this entire game, but now they lead by just a mere point at 43-42, and we have 3:33 to go. That is an eternity. And it goes into Carter Norton. Guarded by Grant, on the right to Abel. Abel, an opening, doesn't take it, goes back outside to Cam Norton. Cam Norton fouled by Owen Sides.
Easy call there. Sides trying to, just on the switch, jump up there.
Lesso will put it into play. And it goes to Norton. Norton drives, loops one up, no good, and the rebound is cleared by Carr. A lot of contact there, no foul called. Ahead to Grant.
That's one of the few times he got free at Grant, too.
Nokomis looking to take their first lead of the game. Here's Grant. 43-42 Mount Blue, 3 minutes to go. Grant back out front for Sides. Baseline, it goes to Bowden. Bowden guarded by Drake. Lobs it off for Sides. Back out front for Grant. Grant's on the right to Carr. Carr to the foul line to Bowden. Back to Carr. Carr weaves through, tripped up. He went down. We'll get a foul here on Mount Blue.
I think big thing, Mike, too, didn't talk about this halftime. Nokomis just being more patient, realizing they don't have to rush up a bad shot.
Warriors ball under their own basket. Sides to put it into play. Sides into Grant. Wide open three. No, he walked. Wouldn't have counted. Didn't go anyway. And so a turnover. Let's see if Mount Blue can cash in. Turnovers crushed them in the third.
I couldn't quite see that as he moved quickly, but again, Nokomis, they don't pull this out. They're going to look back.
Here's Norton driving all the way, goes down. He's going to the line. Carter Norton draws the contact, takes the heat, and we'll go to the line.
Tell you what,
walk that off a little bit.
Not obviously foul there, and he's drawn plenty of contacts. Everybody hits the deck more than Carter Norton.
He hits it hard, too. That one on the right hip. Better his right hip than mine. That's all I can say. Because I just had mine replaced again, for those of you who don't know. 44-42. That's the joke.
I got it. Mount Blue bench got it, too. They turn back.
They know I'm old and decrepit. Second shot is good, 45-42. And a timeout is taken as well. Let's see who took it. It is Mount Blue taking a full timeout. 2:38 to go in this one. It is a squeaker. 45-42 Mount Blue. More in a moment on the score.
Whether you're looking to buy, build, or refinance your home, at Skowhegan Savings, we make buying your home a personalized experience. Our team of local community bankers are available on your time to help you every step of the way, from pre-qualification to closing your loan. We have a variety of mortgage terms to fit your needs and a biweekly payment option that can save you time and money off your loan. We also won't sell your loan, so your loan stays local with us. Contact one of our community bankers or apply online at skowhegan.com to start your home buying journey today.
It's like this every winter. When the temperature drops below 45, my palms sweat and I get really anxious.
It's not your fault. You're suffering from seasonal winter driving disorder. 3 and 4 drivers suffer from sweats because they have all-season tires. They aren't designed for wintry weather. Luckily, there's a remedy. Take 4, call me in the morning.
Visit NokianTires.com/remedy for the cure.
Is this a prescription for tires?
201 Tire Battery and Service, Riverside Drive, Vassalboro.
All right, out of the timeout, the inbounds pass to Dawson Townsend. Townsend over the timeline, 45-42, Mount Blue over Nokomis. Cougars have led all the way, as many as 15 points at one time. Here's Carr, over to Grant, and I thought I heard a whistle. It was just a sneaker squeak. Sides, over to Grant. Grant down low on the baseline. Townsend gets him up and hits. Nice up fake. 45-44. It's back to 1.
Just great patience there to wait and just let the defense blow by.
Norton up top to Drake. 2 minutes to go. It is crunch time. It's brought to you by Clark Scrap Metals. Don't fix it, scrap it. Locations in Chelsea, Hollowell, and Jay. And Mr. Man, it is crunch time for sure. Norton, top of the circle. Goes left side to Drake. Drake, nothing there. Reverses, goes back outside, hands off to Abel, who came to him. Abel works it to the right, now to Lesso. They run the weave. Lesso splits the double team, goes in, and they call him for traveling.
Take a look at this. There's a lot of contact after the fact.
That's not a travel.
No, I think that should have been shots.
That should have been, exactly. He should be at the foul line right now. So a gift, and let's see if Nokomis can cash in and take their first lead of the night. Here is Sides. Sides over to Grant. Back to Sides. 1:15 to go, 45-44 Mount Blue. Grant hands it off to Carr. Now to Sides. Outside for Grant. Grant backs it out against that 2-3 zone. Knocked out of bounds there by Evan Drake. Pass intended for Carr.
Take a look at the mid-state machine. It's a replay. Tough to tell. Tough to tell. I think the right call, but tough to tell.
Absolute benefit of the doubt there. Sure looked like it was out off Grant, or excuse me, Drake. Up top, Carr. Carr over to Grant. Grant back to Sides. Clock at 50 to Grant. Grant backs it out. Now to Sides. Down low, it is Bowden, and it's picked off there by Evan Drake. So Mount Blue doesn't have to shoot. Over it goes to Abel.
Take a look at this. Again, I thought, as you said, 50 is like, Nokomis has burned a minute. Are they just going to wait? Bowden got double team, panicked and trying to get it to Townsend, just threw it away.
Was that a foul or what was that?
Yeah, it was he went and it was a take foul.
All right. That's an Abel, almost lost the handle. Abel comes away with it. Don't need to shoot. In the corner to Drake. And wait for them to come to you, and it is a foul on Grant, and that is the last foul they have to give. So shots here for Tyler Abel. The best he can do is make it a 3-point game.
Worth noting, too, Grant's fourth.
Mount Blue has scored 10 points in the second half. Make it 11. 46-44. One more here for Abel. Got it.
So after Abel had 9 points in the first quarter, those two free throws are his only points in the second half and now put him at 13.
Full timeout. We'll keep it right here. 28.8 as we reset things. 28.8 left in the fourth quarter. It is Mount Blue 47, Nokomis 44. Nokomis has the arrow if there is a held ball. Nokomis is over the limit foul-wise, so any foul they commit will result in 2 Mount Blue fouls. Meanwhile, the Cougars have 2 fouls to give. Gotta like the Nokomis band playing the Jeopardy theme song.
Love it. That's twice, Mike, by my count here. John the stretch. Nokomis had the ball down just 1. Both times they turned the ball over. They got a shot and they didn't hit. They turned the ball over. And in that case, as you pointed out, they had burned off a good nearly a minute there and then forced it, turnover, and then had to play the foul game.
All right, here in crunch time, we get ready for the final 28.8.
By the way, worth noting as the ref tells, that's Mountain Blue out of timeouts.
Yep, no Chris Webbers here tonight, huh?
Ooh,
You're Mount Blue. Don't try to call a timeout you don't have. All right, Nokomis ball. They'll start it in the backcourt. Coming in to throw it in is Jeff Carr. Referee tells him he can run the baseline. Pass it to Bowden. 27 seconds left. Seth Bowden hands it off to Grant. Grant comes to the left and a foul. Fouled by Lesso.
What is I don't know if I've asked you this or if I haven't recently, Mike. What is your philosophy fouling while up 3?
I'm not going to, and a timeout is called by obviously Nokomis. I'm not going to foul unless I have to. That's my way of going, but Troy Norton obviously has a different philosophy. I see no need to foul there and stop things. You've given now Nokomis an opportunity to sort of reassemble here with 20.7.
Right. I guess to clarify the question, are you pro them? Obviously, they'd have to foul twice here,
right.
But just basically sending them to the line to get the possession back, or you just want to ride it out?
I'm going to ride it out.
I'm
going to go here.
Okay, I was curious. We haven't had a.
It's Nokomis' ball. I mean, Mount Blue is in the catbird seat still here.
It's true. I'm just curious because I believe analytics has obviously led to that conversation. I was curious what your approach was.
Of course they have.
I knew that was going to be what you said. For clarity's sake, just for your knowledge, Mike, on the night, Nokomis has made 2, 4, 6 3-pointers, 4 here in the second half. Grant has 1, Carr has 2, and Townsend has 1. And then,
all right, putting it into play is Carr. 20.7 on the clock. Somebody needs to move. It's knocked out of bounds by Lesso. And they'll do it all over again. They'll go down where the ball went out of bounds, and Nokomis, I think, is going to take another timeout.
They're going to burn another one after, I don't know what they were waiting for.
All right, this is a full as well. And again, we'll hang right here with you. 20.2, 47-44. Mount Blue, for what it's worth, does have one more foul to waste. They're at 3. So as long as it's not in the act of shooting, you can give somebody a whack.
I think that's always important. Nokomis takes that. I do think Coach Norton's one of the important notes to make, too. Well, down 3, I guess it matters less. I would say normally you just advise them if you get beat, you have one to take to reset them.
Right, yeah, if you get beat, grab them.
Yeah,
here.
But worth noting now, Mount Blue obviously out of timeouts. Nokomis down to 1.
Yep.
So we're almost out of whistle stoppages here.
That's why we call it crunch time, young man. All right. Reset again. 20.2 seconds left. It's Mount Blue 47, Nokomis 44. It'll be the Warriors ball in the front court. It is Owen Sides putting it into play, trying to get it past Abel. He does. Gets it to Townsend. Townsend guarded by Lesso, and Lesso fouled him. That was, I think, the philosophy there for Mount Blue is foul. Use that last foul judiciously. They did there on Townsend, 16.3.
I think especially, too, because with the trying to play ball denial, they're going to set up in man as opposed to zone they've been in all night.
All right, Bowden on the baseline. It's a 3-point game into Townsend. Townsend goes baseline, up fakes, goes, reverses. He missed the shot, rebound Lesso. Lesso loops it over to Abel, and Abel gets fouled. Boy, good position on that reverse layup, but he could not get it to go. And now Mount Blue with an opportunity to make this a 2-possession game.
I mean, what a great take, Townsend. Again, tough shot, reverse layup up off the glass. Nobody interfered with it, just too strong.
Tyler Abel, good free throw shooter. Got to get 1 out of 2 here. He does. 48-44.
Talk about crunch time. No points in the second half till you hit those last 2 free throws to put them back up.
Hit them both. Rattles the second one in. Pretty much puts an end to this one. 6 seconds to go. Here's Grant outside. It's a 3, no good. Rebound picked off by Abel. He'll run the clock out. And the Mount Blue Cougars, it wasn't easy, but they will have a happy bus ride on the way back down Route 2. Final score in this one here tonight. The Mount Blue Cougars 49, the Nokomis Warriors 44. Our post-game show, all the final numbers, and our flagship Cinemas Score Player of the Game. All coming up. This is high school basketball on The Score.
Whittemore & Sons, your Coyote Tractor dealer. Dependable sales and service for over 50 years. We are located on the Waterville Road in Skowhegan. Sales and service by a family who cares.
Over 30 years ago, Paul and John A. Bowen set out on a mission to help aging Mainers stay in their own homes. Assistance Plus grew from their passion, dedication, and integrity where clients come first. Today, Assistance Plus serves not only the elderly, but clients with developmental and behavioral health challenges. Assistance Plus is here for you today and through all points of your life.
Manchester Motors is your official Coyote Tractor dealer. If you work the land, you just got to be a jack of all trades type. There's just too much to do. So if you got to be a welder or a farmer or a ditch digger, that's just who you are that day. Then tomorrow, you can be somebody else. Find your Coyote Tractor at Manchester Motors, 1031 Western Avenue, Manchester.
From the moment you check in at Kennebec Eye Care, you'll be greeted with a smile. From there, you'll be given a comprehensive and thorough eye exam from Dr. Peter Parody, Dr. Leslie Sobeck, or Dr. Kaylee Brown. Once your examination is completed, they'll go over what steps need to be taken to improve your eyesight needs with glasses or contacts. If you're a current patient or looking to become a new patient, then see the eye specialists at Kennebec Eye Care. Kennebec Eye Care, your sight specialists since 1955.
At Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, they're proud to be a second-generation family-owned grocery store with locations in Hermon and Pittsfield. They focus on providing fresh produce, high-quality meats, delicious bakery items, and a well-stocked deli. Danforth's Down Home Supermarket cuts and grinds fresh meat daily, and they offer Maine lobsters year-round. They also bake fresh bread, pastries, and other sweet treats every single morning. For added convenience, online shopping is available at their Hermon location with contactless curbside pickup ready in as little as 2 hours. Come discover Danforth's Down Home Supermarket.
All right, Mike Violet, AJ Knight back here post-game. It's time for our fourth quarter breakdowns brought to you by 201 Service in Skowhegan, Maine's trusted towing and recovery partner since 1984. What a crazy, strange game this was. A game that really never caught fire excitement-wise. It got really close after it wasn't really close. And in the fourth quarter, after having a 15-point lead at halftime and being outscored by 10 in the third quarter, Mount Blue was able to at least hold off the Nokomis Warriors. 10-10 was the scoring in the fourth quarter. And so the Cougars, who led by 5 at the end of 3 after leading by 15 at the break, end up winning it by 5, 49-44. Nokomis never led in this game. They threatened to take the lead. They got within 1, AJ, but could not get any closer.
Yeah, they led. I think they, by my count, they had the ball twice, down 1. They turned the ball over both times. They turned the ball over both times. There was both of them travels. One, I think you could argue, was a little bit questionable given the call that happened before it, and then the other, you get the inbounds play to, I believe it was number 4, Drew Grant, who shuffled his feet on the corner 3 attempt. Ball goes the other way, and then Mount Blue Abel hits a couple free throws, and they are able to hang on there. Despite the fact Townsend, I thought, got a reverse layup tough, did a nice job executing, got the shot up tough, but just a weird game to your point, because even still, you talk about the lead getting trimmed down, it was still 37-23 at 4:34 in the third. I mean, it took almost half the third quarter to get anywhere, and then next thing you know, Nokomis starts hitting a couple buckets because Mount Blue's offense completely disappeared, and like you said, it's a 5-point game heading into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this is, I'm sure, a game that Troy Norton feels should never, ever have been this close, but it ended up being that way, and our score player of the game is about ready to come out of the locker room and come on, and he is Tyler Abel. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll mic him up. We'll come back and talk to our player of the game right after this.
At Central Maine Community College, we are building things that last. We're investing in technology, new facilities, and offering more degree programs than ever before. You can get the traditional college experience at a fraction of the cost, and for some, it's even free.
Wait, did she just say free?
That's right, free tuition for Maine high school grads from 2020 through 25. Set your goals and find your path at CM. Let's build a future together.
Casella Waste. You see their trucks everywhere all the time. That's because they're out taking care of customers like you. Roll-off dumpsters, they've got them 15 to 50 yards. And they're in your neighborhood picking up the trash so you don't have to worry about it. Weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly from 2 to 10 yards. Casella Waste will also deliver portable toilets when and where you need them. And they offer septic services. Call to learn more about Casella Waste. 872-8257. 872-8257 for Casella Waste.
All righty, Mike Violet back here post-game at Nokomis Regional High School, back here with our flagship Cinema Score player of the game. He is Mr. Tyler Abel, who had 15 points. Congratulations, Tyler.
Thank you.
Confirmed by the player. We were wondering if he had, put that mic a little closer if you would, please.
Yeah.
If he had 15. He knows he had 15. I would know if I scored 15 points as well. Speaking of 15, you had a 15-point lead at halftime. Looked like this was going to be a cruise control game. You win, have a nice, happy bus ride back to Farmington, and then all of a sudden, it's a turnover festival for you guys in the third quarter. What was the breakdown there?
I mean, we just were playing too quick. We were forcing passes that weren't there. We were just getting amped up, and the crowd, obviously, it gets very hectic in those games. So we we have to like stay composed in those moments. Like
and
not
you
rush
handled
things.
these guys at home. First time,
Yeah.
I think it was 68-44 in the first game. Had a 15-point lead here, and it gets whittled away, and it gets down to one. They were not able to ever take the lead. You led all the way, so it does say something. You were able to be resilient. What was Coach telling you during all of this unwinding?
Just to be smart with the ball. We're throwing away the game by turning the ball over, and we're not playing the defense we normally play. So he was just saying, like, do the things that we've done all season and, like, finish the game out strong.
So we're in the stretch here, final month of the season, it's crazy to believe, but the final few games of the year, the heel points, you were 6 coming into tonight. Probably not going to get a whole lot tonight, but it's always good to get in a groove as you get to close to going to the tournament in Augusta, and there's never an easy night in Class A North.
No,
huh?
Not at all. No,
it's tough. Everybody's really, especially on the road. When you're playing on the road, it's really difficult.
Yeah, it always feels good to get a road win, no matter the team.
Yeah, and now you get a nice, cushy bus ride back down Route 2.
Exactly. Yes.
All right, thanks for the time. We appreciate it here tonight. Our score player of the game here tonight, Tyler Abel, 15 points. He is our flagship Cinema Score player of the game. And we appreciate the time.
Thank you.
All right, final score in this one. Mount Blue wins at 49-44. We'll come back and put a bow on it right after this.
Notice the price of gas and oil lately? Thinking about a pellet stove? Pellets are a renewable resource that are economical, and pellet stoves don't have to be ugly or loud. Come talk to us at Somerset Stone & Stove. Let us explain why now is the best time to have your pellet stove installed. Wouldn't you love to have a gas stove or fireplace designed for your home? Let Somerset Stone & Stove design and install a Regency gas stove or fireplace that is just right for you. Let us customize your Regency gas stove or fireplace while you enjoy the beauty and warmth. Visit Somerset Stone & Stove in Oakland.
All right, a 5-point win for the Mount Blue Cougars, 49-44. Like I said, any win in the KVAC, the old KVAC or Class A North is a good win, and when you win on the road, Mount Blue, they won. That's the bottom line. They tried like the devil to give it away, but they just couldn't.
Yeah, I think, as they say, as we say in the Knight household, doesn't matter whether it's by 1 or by 10, a W's a W.
Right.
And
we say the same thing in the Violet house, don't worry. I think they say the same thing in the Wing house as well.
He seems like a front runner, I'm going to be honest. No, I'm just kidding. But the other thing, too, is like you said, when it comes to region play, conference play, whatever the level of sport, winning on the road poses challenges no matter what, and finding a way to kind of gut it out is all that really matters. I will say a stat for you, Mike, I didn't get to in the pregame. We had kind of a truncated one. Now, we talked about 6 of the last 7 Nokomis games. They were losses. Now it's 7 of 8. Yep. The now last 5 losses for the Warriors are by a combined, I believe, with 5-point loss tonight. Their last 5 losses are by 31 total points. Yeah. So Nokomis, it's not just that they're on a losing streak. They're this close, but they just find. And again, talked about it. How many times, even talking about those 2 possessions late, did they have the ball just down 1? But even before that, had the ball down 3, 5, something like that, and just turned it over. It just seemed like those turnovers in the second half came at the exact wrong time.
Yeah, they cut it to 1 and had the ball, had a chance to take the lead, and could not do so. And so you've got to win games like that if you're going to make it down to Augusta. And right now, they are right on the edge. That is for sure. Looks like they'll make it, but another win certainly would not hurt. So tomorrow night, we will be back in Fairfield. Lawrence girls taking on Camden Hill. 6:30 tip tomorrow night. CentralMainSports.com, 1160thescore.com, and the Score's YouTube channel at Central Maine Sports. So for the crew, Chaz Wing, for Ashley Knight, for AJ Knight, I'm Mike Violet saying good night from Nokomis Regional High School in Newport. Final score in this one, Mount Blue Cougars 49, Nokomis Warriors 44.
You've been listening to a high school sports presentation on The Score, brought to you by these great local sponsors: Central Maine Community College, Central Maine Motors Auto Group, Hammond Lumber Company, Mid-State Machine, 201 Service Skowhegan, Flagship Cinemas, Whittemore & Sons, Somerset Stone & Stove, 201 Tire Battery and Service in Vassalboro, Assistance Plus, Manchester Motors, Casella Waste, Computer Improvements, Height Chevrolet, Connected Credit Union, KVFCU, Skowhegan Savings Bank, Skowhegan Tire Center, KMD Driving School, Kennebec Eye Care, Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, and by SBS Carbon Copy. Keep posted on what's coming up. Live video and audio of girls and boys high school hockey and basketball. All available at centralmainsports.com, 1160thescore.com, and our YouTube channel at Central Maine Sports. Please go and subscribe. The place for local sports is Sports Radio 1160, The Score.